Hello, welcome back friends to GamerSBR. In this video, we made a list of 10 FPS games you can play in 2020. Now, most of the titles are already released and they're not arranged in order, so simply 10 FPS games you can enjoy playing in 2020. Before we begin the video, please hit the subscribe button to be notified whenever a video goes public. Number 1. Call of Duty Warzone. Warzone over 30 million players less than 2 weeks after launch, one of the fastest growing free-to-play titles in the industry. Warzone has all of the tried and true battle royale staples like shrinking circle, weapon looting, and a massive player pool, but it introduced a lot of clever twists in the formula, including as many as 150 player lobbies, numerous reviving options for you to bring your teammates or yourself back into the fight, and a truly astounding loadout variety that lets you compete with virtually any weapon and item combination from the main Call of Duty Modern Warfare installment. Even with so many folks running around shooting each other, the world never feels crowded. Things become tense as the map shrinks, but for the most part there's plenty of breathing room. Number 2. Crossfire X. Crossfire, if you're unfamiliar, has amazed over 650 million registered players since its initial launch in 2007, making it one of the most played PC games in the world. It's primarily known for its Counter-Strike-like competitive multiplayer mode, pitting teams of players representing one of the two mercenary corporations, either Blacklist or Global Risk, against each other in a race to complete various objective-based scenarios. Crossfire X brings much of the original Crossfire's core content, such as the maps and modes, so those who haven't played the series can get a look at what made it so popular in the first place. Players join one of the two private military factions to complete objective-based missions, while competitive multiplayer mode is the core of the franchise. Crossfire X adds a new single-player campaign as well as the Battle Royale mode. With the original game being more than a decade old, the core gameplay needed some modernizations. Developer Smilegate rebuilt the entire game in Unreal Engine 4, added the ability to aim down the sights, and made great strides in improving the visuals. Number 3. Valorant. Riot Games is taking on multiple genre giants with its new multiplayer FPS Valorant, a tactical shooter that blends the lethality of Counter-Strike and the character abilities of Overwatch, and like most every other shooter these days, that means having its own cast of heroes and villains with backstories, drama, and reasons for shooting one another in the head. But everyone knows the why doesn't matter nearly as much as the how. It's important to understand just how character abilities work in Valorant, since it's different from most other shooters. Instead of having access to several power abilities on short cooldowns, like in Overwatch, Valorant's character abilities are more varied and most of them have to be bought, almost like frag grenades or flashbangs in CSGO. Each character's ultimate even takes multiple rounds to recharge between uses. Valorant isn't due for release until sometime this summer, with a beta planned for some time before that. Take some time to get acquainted with the agents you'll be playing against, and for a broader introduction to Riot's hardcore FPS. Number 4. Rocket Arena. What if there was a competitive first-person arena-style shooter where no one died? That's the question that inspired Rocket Arena, a new Rockets-only shooter from Final Strike Games. Rocket Arena takes the death out of deathmatch, removing the headshots and juicy gifs of games like Quake 3 Arena and replacing them with kid-friendly Super Smash Bros. Style knockouts. It's a colorful 3-on-3 game populated by cute, upbeat characters dueling each other on fantasy-inspired maps. Much about Rocket Arena is vaguely reminiscent of something else. It looks like chunky, stylized Blizzard game. Its hero characters look ripped from a DreamWorks animation movie, and its modes feels inspired by popular multiplayer games like Overwatch, Rocket League, and Super Smash Bros. Number 5. Apex Legends. Apex Legends is a lot like most Battle Royale games, but you drop from the sky onto an island, sweep the floor for weapons and gear, and scramble to stay inside a series of ever-shrinking circles, pressing 60 people towards inevitable conflict. Choose from a lineup of outlaws, soldier, misfits, each with their own set of skills. The Apex games welcome all comers, survive long enough, and they call you a legend. If you're going to survive the Apex games, you have to think fast, master the legend abilities, make strategic calls on the fly, and use your team's strengths to your advantage in vicious 60-player matches. Number 6. Destiny 2. Destiny 2 is now free to play and it's on Steam, which means lots of new players will be making first contact with Bungie's loot-driven shared world shooter. Destiny 2 has grown enormously since September 2017. In Destiny 2, the Red Legion has decimated the last safe city and it lies in ruins. This is where the player steps in to take on the role of a guardian, the protectors of humanity with powerful abilities and weapons to take the fight to the Red Legion. Work with others to unite the city's inhabitants to work together and to fight to reclaim their homes. Number 7. The Cycle. The Cycle is a competitive quest shooter, player versus environment versus player, which offers a combination that has never been explored before. A hard race in player versus environment struggle against a treacherous planet and its unfriendly alien inhabitants amidst a cutthroat player versus player struggle for resource supremacy. You compete against other prospectors or perhaps collaborate with them to claim as much resources as possible and escape Fortuna 3 before the planet crushes the life out of you. Victory goes to the prospector that completes the most contracts during the match and manages to evacuate the planet in time. In theory, you can play the game without any player versus player at all, apart from warding off player hunters who might be roaming the planet. The best reason to engage in player versus player is to obtain certain objective for yourself or stop a prospector who finishes more contracts than you. Number 8. Counter-Strike Global Offensive. CSGO is one of the most popular games both in single and multiplayer modes. A lot of people all over the world are well doing with it. They are not just having fun, but treat CSGO as a professional game for esports. Either play or watch, CSGO esport games still stay famous and popular as before. CSGO features new maps, characters and weapons and deliver updated version of the classical Counter-Strike map like Dust, Inferno, Train and more. In addition, CSGO introduces new game modes like Arms Race, Flying Scoutsman and Wingman, and features online matchmaking and competitive skill groups. Number 9. Paladins. Paladins, Champions of the Realm is a team-based shooter where players select between a variety of heroes and fight to capture objectives. Brawling out in 5 vs 5 matches as well as a colorful cast of characters, each imbued with their own abilities. Players can further customize their character by enhancing some abilities over others through an extensive card system. Work together to secure the objective and then escort a card to the opposite team base to win the round. The first team to secure 4 points win the game. Further customize your hero by purchasing items with currency earned during the match. Rank up your heroes and enter competitive play to test your skills and ability to work with other players to make split decisions that will either win or lose you the game. Number 10. Team Fortress 2. Put your hats, strap your rocket launcher and prepare to fight it out in Team Fortress 2, a fast-paced, action-packed and comical team-based first-person shooter from the makers of Half-Life 2. Take your pick from 9 comical classes, each with their own unique personalities and tactical uses, including a one-eyed, heavy-drinking Scotsman, a mentally unstable pyromaniac, and a host of other wacky characters. Take part in 8 different game modes, including classic modes such as Capture the Flag, King of the Hill, and Deathmatch, along with unique scenarios like Medieval and Playload. Hilarious and wacky characters, very creative characters with awesome lines that keep the game entertaining and light-hearted. Awesome maps, run around on well-designed maps that truly enhance the gameplay of this MMO shooter, has open spaces, plenty of cover and brilliant zones of battle. Masterful gameplay. Not only is the game balanced extremely well, but the gameplay itself is tastefully done with familiar shooter controls and a good variety of classes. Thank you guys for watching the video. Tell us in the comment section about your favorite FPS game of all time. And if you have any suggestions for upcoming videos, you're more than welcome to let us know. See you next time.